Original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our mailbag episode where we play your voicemails and read your emails and read your reviews. I'm Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin.
And I, producer Maria.
Do we have any new reviews?
We do. This is from Angelica Aloes. I am an avid Pandora listener when driving, and I have been going strong all week with Web Crawlers.
Oh,
The girls
Pandora.
are so funny, interesting, and do some gnarly research. I really like hearing their thoughts and funny jokes. I never deemed myself a podcast person, but I feel like I'm part of the conversation with them. Love, love, love. So entertaining and fun. Keep it up, queens.
Ooh, thank you, Pandora. I never even think about Pandora.
Yeah.
Now I do.
You got one from Canada.
Ooh, up north.
It's the bomb. 5 stars from Mattingly Theory. Easily the most fun podcast on planet Earth, like going to Six Flags, but free.
Whoa.
Wow.
This is from Jeff Banner 3. Excellent podcast. Love the real language, not censored, and the way you gals interact with each other.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
You've got a 3-star one from Australia. Do you want to hear it?
3.
I do.
That's
I wanna hear it.
interesting.
I know. 3 stars seems a little insane.
It's mediocre. It's like, don't write it at all for 3.
Yeah, that's what I
It should
say
be
too.
1 or 5.
This
1 or 5.
yeah. Well, it's pretty scathing, I'll say, for a 3-star. Something to pass the time. There's lots of interesting topics that sound promising, but a lot of episodes are a letdown. There's too much irrelevant banter. Listening to Web Crawlers is okay to pass the time, but there are other podcasts out there that have a lot more substance and are more informative.
You know,
Okay. Well, thanks for passing the time with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
We're a balance here of information and then, casual chat.
Thanks for listening. We have some emails.
God.
This one is from Julie. Tell your listener with the bats in his house to get a rabies shot. Oh my God. Hi, web crawlers. I literally had to pause the mailbag episode that came out today to send you this email. You need to get in touch with your listener with bats in his house, all capitals, because he needs to get a rabies shot like yesterday. Rabies is 100% fatal if not treated. Bats flying around during the day is fucking nuts. And bats in his house means that they could have bitten him without him knowing. Save this man's life. Ah, Julie.
I agree. I don't know what kind of bats are flying around. You gotta get
a rabies shot. Here's
This wasn't
one.
like
Birds
bitten by
falling
one.
from.
They're just around.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's saying that he could have been bitten without his own knowledge, which I feel like you would know if you were bitten by a bat.
You'd know if you were
Like,
bitten
it's not
by
like
a
a
bat.
mosquito.
No, it's not.
Here's one from Christy. Birds falling from the sky. This is a video that's viral right now.
Oh yeah.
Hi, have you ladies
Oh,
seen
yeah.
this bullshit? What do you guys think it could be? It triggers every creepy crawly in me when watching. I watched The Birds in 3D at 10 years old, so I'm fucked up from that. The Birds, Hitchcock The Birds was released in 3D?
Oh, was it?
That seems suspect. What do you think it could have been? They say that they think that all the birds were maybe attacked by some sort of predator, so they all swooped down.
That
Sounds-
seems the most likely.
Yeah, it seems the most likely
But
to
it's
me.
it's like thousands of these black birds come crashing into the ground. Like a lot of them died.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
If you've never seen the movie Birdemic, it's the weirdest movie in the whole entire world.
Birdemic.
It looks like it was made on Kid Pics. It's so weird and so funny. It's like definitely alt comedy made by this guy, Neil Breen, who makes a ton of horrible movies. It's like...
Oh, yeah. I know Neil.
Yeah.
I don't know Neil Breen, but I know of his movies.
You know of his work.
Wait a minute. I've
Um,
seen Birdemic. I think I've seen Birdemic.
It says 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. It's a bad movie. but it's pretty good.
Tippi Hedren is in it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Budget was $10,000.
Yeah, and you know that means it's a good movie. Here's a last email. Fortune-telling lawyer from Josh Thornhill. Hello, ladies. My name is Josh, and I've been a listener since day one. Whoop, whoop. I love the show, and I'm thankful for the hours of entertainment that get me through my week. I was wondering if any of you had heard of May Haley Lancaster. She is perhaps the most famous and infamous person to come from the small Georgia town that I grew up in. May Haley was a lawyer, political activist, midwife, teacher, and fortune teller in the first half of the 20th century. She was the first woman to run for political office in the state of Georgia. She also testified as a psychic in the first ever trial where a white man was given the death penalty upon the testimony of black witnesses in Georgia. The trial was written about in the book Murder in Coweta County and was later adapted into a movie of the same name starring Andy Griffith and Johnny Cash. Interesting.
Wow.
I grew up hearing stories of the lawyer witch from the older generation in my town and was always fascinated by her. I don't know, sounds like a Web Crawlers episode to me. It does.
Oh, maybe.
Very interesting. We're going to have to look into her.
Interesting.
All right. Well, should we get into some voicemails?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Oh my God. Wait, there's one more. Sorry. This woman, Nicole, said she found a Princess Diana beanie baby at Goodwill for $1.
It's on sale. Get it.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
Hi, this message is for the web crawlers. This is Sadie calling. I'm a long-time listener. I love you guys. I was calling to tell you guys about my house I grew up in Michigan. Shout out to Melissa. I grew up in this 1900s, early 1900s farmhouse, and my parents still live there. But there's just been so many weird, interesting things that have come up just in our time living there. And one of the first things I want to talk about was that there's this bomb shelter in our garage just because it was from the Depression era. And it's super weird. It looks almost like a sewer. And then you have to pry open the lid to it.
Oh, wow.
And it's a hole. And you go down into there and it's just we have found the weirdest shit. Me and my sisters crawled down there all the time when we were in 4th grade. And we found all these busted up dolls. And just weird Easter bunny themed things.
No.
Just super, super strange.
I don't like it.
And then also there's this room in the basement. It's a Michigan basement.
Yeah.
And there's a room to the left of the stairs, when you first walk down. And it's a door. And when you open the door, it's just a wall of cinder blocks. Literally from the floor to the ceiling, cinder blocks.
Oh, there's something behind
and
it.
We can't get in there. I suppose we could probably take it down, but my parents are nervous about doing that.
You got to take
but
that
it's
down.
just the weirdest thing.
That is weird.
Also,
Isn't that the plot of Kimmy Schmidt?
It used to be a 2-story house, and then I think in the early 1900s, the top part of it burned down. So it's a 1-story house now, and I believe it used to be a boarding house at some point.
Oh.
We found some really weird stuff buried in our backyard. We found bed frames, entire bed frames, just really weird newspaper article, just the wildest stuff. And anyway, I just wanted to call you guys to tell you about my creepy old house in Michigan. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for your podcast.
Oh, that's creepy as hell.
That's creepy. In Kimmy Schmidt, wasn't she and all her sisters were living down in a bunker?
Yeah, they were in a bunker.
Well,
you could find the next Kimmy Schmidt down there behind that cement block wall.
You got to pitch that story.
Yeah, there's for sure something behind there. You don't just have a room.
There's
and
dead bodies down there. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Next message. Sorry.
Web crawlers. Air horn, air horn. Hey, so this is Amy from Ohio calling you. I have an update for you on my mom hexed the neighbor's trampoline saga.
God, I need this
So
today.
I went over to my parents' house for Super Bowl, and one of the people my mom, quote unquote, put a hex on, got his high-end rental car stolen.
No, oh my God.
See, it works. It's working. It's working.
Oh my God.
Luckily it wasn't a child with a bone disorder that no longer can jump on a trampoline. It was, a victimless crime, I guess. Whoever stole the rental car. I'm not going to exactly specify who this person is, but they're kind of one of those people that are hanging on in the life of my family due to a child, those kinds of bonds. So let's just say the guy's an asshole, and I'm so glad his rental car got stolen. Fuck that guy. But I thought it was so funny that she was like, see, it works. You don't know, it works. I know what I'm doing. So,
I know what I'm doing.
I don't know what's next, but just wanted to give you an update. See ya. Bye.
Wow.
I forgot where she's getting the spells, like Etsy.
Etsy spells, buying them for like $1.99.
It's amazing.
Man, watch out for
Yeah,
Amy and Ohio's
that's
mom.
Yeah.
That's a powerful witch right there.
Yeah.
Webcrawlers, I just wanted to congratulate you guys on peak podcasting. I'm listening to Mailbag episode, and you were looking up a video of California tourist stuff, and I just love how you spent like 2 minutes playing a video silently and talking about how you didn't know anybody on there. That was good listening. Okay, that's all. I love you guys. Bye.
That's why we get those classic 3-star reviews.
Yeah, like, it's okay. Sometimes they just talk about things that I don't know.
They
if
forget that they're podcasting.
Yeah.
We described some of the video.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Hi, this message is from the Webcrawlers. Anyways, my name's Heidi, and I'm calling to suggest an episode, but also tell you a reason why I'm calling is about whatever. Anyway, so what did I say? I'll start with it. Calling to suggest that you guys could do an episode on Titanic conspiracy theories, because they're kind of weird. And so I was hoping that someone would talk about them and stuff, and also that it's not a big deal or anything. They're from a long time ago. I remember I used to wait in line at the supermarket, and then there would be a tabloid that said oh yeah, a German U-boat just crashed into the Titanic, and that's why it's sank. And then as a kid I knew that was no, it's not. But there's also some other ones where I'm what? Someone had to craft something to make this one up. It was it's called the Federal Reserve one, where it's well, the 3 richest guys in the world, they were opposed to the Federal Reserve, so they wanted to so then they put them on the boat, and then they sank the boat because of them. But I'm I probably got it wrong. And then there's a couple other ones, but it's only 2 that I can think of right now. But it involves a lot of, because there's a bunch of rich guys that died on the famous boat. So. Yeah, and another reason I wanted to call is because I wanted to ask about at the end of the Titanic movie, because I saw it at New Year's before it left Netflix. And at the end, when you see Rose in bed, and then she's young again, and she's walking in front of all the people that died on the Titanic, and then she gets married to Jack at the end. I wanted to ask, when you guys saw that, or spoiler alert, whatever, it took 40 years. Spoiler. Yeah. So at the end, do you guys think that she died at the end, and she goes to Titanic heaven, or is she just sleeping in her bed, just having a dream because she just talked about it after so many years? So to me, I always thought she was just dreaming about everybody who died on the Titanic and stuff. But my best friend was, she was like, "No, Heidi, you're wrong. There's Titanic heaven. So which one is it? What do you guys think?" Anyways, if you guys do an episode on Titanic conspiracy theories, that'd be cool. If not, what do you think? Was it Titanic heaven, or was she just Titanic dreaming? Anyways, y'all guys have a nice day. And great episode this morning. Bye. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna hang up.
Didn't she die?
I thought she died, but I don't really remember.
Yeah. No, I think she died. I mean, I think it's up for interpretation for sure, but I think what's
Right.
leading up to that entire scene is she lets go
She's
of
letting
her,
go. Yeah.
Right.
She lets go of her jewel, her special jewel, and she lets
Right.
go. And then I think that
Welcomes
gives her
death's sweet embrace.
Yeah, and then it's everyone meeting up again in
Right.
in, as the caller said, Titanic heaven. But I think it could be up for interpretation. I think it's a very nice thought that she just dreamed, and then the next morning she's gonna wake up and just go back, go get a
Go to
coffee
hot
somewhere.
yoga. Go get a coffee.
Yeah, just go out to get a brunch with her pals.
Bottomless mimosas with the girls.
Yeah, up for interpretation.
Yeah. And what was she saying before that? Conspiracy theories or National Enquirer? Or
No, it was Titanic conspiracy theories that there could have been a U-boat that crashed into the ship, that there were guys on the ship that were against the Federal Reserve and that it sank to kill them. I mean, that's interesting. I've never heard of Titanic conspiracies, but it sounds like there are
she's
quite a few.
Real Titanic head.
Real Titanic head.
Yeah.
Next message.
Holy cannoli, y'all have a lot of podcasts. I never realized that. Hi, this is Chef Mary again. On your podcast today, I heard that you said if you were ever scammed by an Anna. I was scammed by an Anna once, and I just wanted to tell you that. And that's all. The story is kind of personal, so I'm not going to explain it. Anyway, have a great fucking day, guys. Honk, honk.
Okay.
What?
I was
You were
scammed by an Anna.
If you do want to tell us about it, call us
tell
back.
us more. We're a safe space.
Yeah, you can be anonymous.
Yeah.
We could put a voice filter on you.
Yes.
And make it so no one could ever know. Yeah.
Next message.
Hi, this is for the web crawlers. I just got really scared. Sorry. I'm really bad on the phone usually, but I just kind of had a really awesome phone call. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to ride this wave.
Yes.
The web crawlers hotline. So first off, y'all read my review on one of the recent mailbag episodes, and I just you were like, wow, she's listening to them so fast, hundreds of episodes in a couple weeks. Because I was like, that's so amazing. I'm almost done, but I was exaggerating a little. Whenever I leave a review, I just kind of turn into an insane cheerleader person, and I just really embellish a lot. So I guess you're welcome, not sorry, because I left you a glowing review. It's kind of embarrassing. But I just wanted to call to pitch to you, not really a story, but more of an idea for a guest to have on the podcast. I've been rewatching The Girls Next Door, the show that's Hugh Hefner and the Playboy Mansion, but it's really about, the three girls, Bridget, Holly, and Kendra.
Love that
and
show.
All the girls.
That show was on when I was in middle school, so it was the ultimate, they were just the ultimate cool girl, going to a tanning bed and getting the Playboy bunny on your hip or
yes, the sticker, yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm sorry, I'm losing track of my thoughts, but I have been rewatching it, and it's so interesting to watch now with a different lens on. I could honestly write a dissertation on gender in The Girls Next Door. It's really crazy, but Bridget is really into Halloween, and she had I think in season 2 or 3 there's an episode where she holds a seance.
She's a ghost hunter now.
She thinks that the Playboy Mansion is haunted. And I don't know, I just feel the three of them are kind of the OG bimbos, and I mean that in the best way possible. So it just feels like with their kind of interest in spooky stuff, they would be like the perfect people to chat with about something. And I'm obsessed with Holly Madison. I've like read her book, and plus Hugh Hefner, he's a creep, but the girls are so awesome.
There's a part 2.
That new Playboy doc is like insane.
Hi, this
crazy.
is Sophie for the Web Crawlers. So I just was recommending to y'all to hit up Holly, Bridget, and Kendra from the Girls Next Door and have one of them on the show. But I also wanted to mention I got a hot horse hat, and I am like so excited about it because I like grew up in like a horse fan. I would use the word horse girl, but I feel like it's kind of derogatory. So sometimes I claim the identity and then sometimes I don't. Because if you, I don't know, horse girl is like you have like posters on your wall and you're just like obsessed with unicorns. But like I actually like did.
Yeah, you're a hot horse girl.
You're an
Like,
actual.
my grandparents had a horse farm. I feel like it's just different. But I'm so excited to wear my freaking high horse, dot horse hat the next time I go back home to Tennessee. And just the people on the farm are going to be like, what the hell is that? And if you ever make any other, like, just kind of tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic horse merch, it is literally, I need more of it. It is perfect, and it's like, yeah, oh my God. I'm like so happy it's an inside joke of the podcast because it is like so my vibe, and I'm really stoked for my house. So, yeah, thanks for shading my face and keeping my skin healthy with this lovely hat. Okay, well, that's all I guess. Bye.
Wow.
Got to make some more horse merch ASAP.
Love horse merch.
Love horse merch.
Okay, next message.
Hi, this is a message for the Web Crawlers. It's
Ooh,
Becky
accent.
from England.
Hello.
Hello, Melissa. I'm walking down the street and I just said that and was able to solve myself. I appreciate that one, Melissa. Anyway, if you guys hear me heavy breathing, I apologize. Sorry, gross. I'm walking to work and honestly, I'm not that fit. So, there you go. So I just wanted to ring in and help with the voicemail. You guys all caught up again. I was just listening to the new episode about Anna the scammer, and I just had a thought that out of breath, honestly. When you said about her being at the facility, and Melissa said that she couldn't find any reason why she was actually in there, and then you said that they had to like lure her out so they could arrest her. So I was thinking, I wonder if she knew that. I wonder if she knew that they wouldn't be able to arrest her in there. But I wonder if that's why she went in. And then maybe she sort of took a bit of a risk in meeting her friend, maybe in her friend was going to self-price for her and some money or something. So yeah, that's my little theory. Maybe she went in there purposely so they couldn't arrest her. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, yeah. La la la. Bye.
What did she ask?
I think it was about rehab, that like, did she go into rehab to not be arrested? And I think they said that in the later episode, she got there because like, if you're in rehab, your visa you can overstay your visa or something.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't deport you if you're in rehab and your visas.
Yeah.
That Anna. She
knows what she's doing.
She's tricky. Tricky.
Tricky. It's tricky-do, walk around to.
Crawlers, this
Okay,
is Jordan.
I'll stop.
Middle name Jordan.
Middle name.
I'm calling because
My middle
you guys
name's
asked
Jordan.
Too, and I
yeah.
have kind of a weird story from my childhood that just kind of bounces around in my head all the time. But so this would have been probably 1985. I was 5 years old, and I lived in Revelstoke, British Columbia. So shout out to my, BC bitches. I was 5 years old, and I don't remember the girl's name, but somehow I ended up going to her house after school. And I remember it being this apartment building, and I had never really been in an apartment building. We lived in a house. And when I got there, I remember her mom was really strange and weird. And I guess I sort of immediately was on alert because I said that I needed to ask my parents if I was able to be there at all. I was a little worried about that. And so this woman pretended to call my parents with me there. I remember it. And she said, oh, yeah, I talked to your parents and they said that it's fine. You can stay here. The details are a little foggy because I was 5 years old. And next thing I know, my dad is beating down the door. And he came and got me. I have no idea what happened in the in-between time. I have no idea how he found out where I was. But he said that, no, he never talked to her. No, from that point on, I was not allowed to go to anyone's house after school. I had to go home. But another weird thing that stands out in my mind is that when we got down to the lobby of this apartment building, there was another girl who I know was in the same school as me. She might have been a year older than me. And she smiled at me, and her gums were white. And it was just really weird to me. I'd never seen someone that had white gums before. So fast forward to 6th grade, I was 12 years old, and my teacher asked just a question about, oral health. And so what color are people's gums when they have gum disease? And that popped in my head, and I raised my hand, and I said, white. And everyone looked at me like, what? And the teacher was like, no, red. So anyway, just a weird story from my childhood. Love you, ladies. Bye.
Oh, that's weird. Those first people were for sure trying to kidnap you, maybe?
Yeah. What?
That's strange. White gums, kidnapping.
Yikes.
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 This message is for the web crawlers. Sorry, I'm in like a weird good mood.
Yay!
I'm calling right now. My name is Oliver. I called a couple months ago about my Titanic synchronicity when I went to Planned Parenthood. And I saw the Titanic for the first time when I was hearing a bunch of y'all's voicemails about the
Another Titanic.
Yeah, weird.
And I am listening to an episode, and Jeb just called and was talking about how he had this dream about his sister's house. Or a dream about this place, and then he goes, and then it just happens to be where his sister lives or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys were talking about it, and I was like, I have these weird prophetic dreams all the time. All the time. I will dream of something. I will dream of someone I haven't thought of in years, and then in the next day or two, they will reach out to me.
Weird.
I think I am... I don't want to say God. No. I don't know. It's crazy.
God.
Because y'all were like, what if you're the captain of your own simulation? And that's just too much to comprehend for my little 19-year-old brain.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Anyway, love y'all. Yoing. This was a dumb voice now.
Wow.
Oh no, that's God right there.
That's God. You're God right there.
You're God right there. Imagine being 19.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm calling for the web crawlers.
Hello.
I was listening to your most recent mailbag episode, and there was some more confusion over language around people who are disabled, people with disabilities, however you want to say it. But it's kind of a sticky issue because obviously what disabled people want to be called is what they should be called, right? So I'm disabled. I like to say that I'm disabled. You can call me disabled. It's not a dirty word. Some people prefer person-first language, which is people with disabilities. The sticking point for a lot of disability rights advocates is that the word disabled is seen by a lot of abled people as being dirty or taboo. It's hard to say. It's scary. So the idea is that it's not scary. It's not bad. It's not a moral failing. It's just who I am and what my reality is to the world. There's also some good images people have where it's person with disabilities is like a person who carries their disability in a suitcase rather than the disability being part of who they are. So that's really kind of the issue. And it's similar for autistic people and or people with autism. And it really is a personal choice. But a lot of people, especially younger people within the disability advocacy community, prefer to be called disabled rather than people with disabilities. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I love your show, and you guys are great, and I love that you're always open to learning. So thank you. Bye.
That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, good to know.
Good to know. Okay, last voicemail of the day.
Hello. This is Yu Yang from Vancouver. I'm leaving a message for the amazing Webcrawler podcast.
That's us.
Hello to you all, Melissa, Allie, and Maria. You guys are the best. I absolutely love your show, and I think it's better than anything Joe Rogan has put out. Let me put it out. Okay?
Hell yeah, baby.
I want to just respond to a couple of your last mailbag podcasts. So a couple of weeks back, somebody mentioned that they had a bad day, and you know what? I felt terrible for them. But then, funny enough, right, the podcast after that, somebody talked about synchronicity, and I don't know if I'm saying that word right, because in between those two podcasts, right, speaking of something being in sync, I had a bad hour. So thankfully, it wasn't a bad day. So my bad hour, in a really quick version, is that I dropped my phone on the ground, and then I thought I lost it. I went looking for it. I couldn't find it. But then I tried calling myself, right? And thankfully, a good Samaritan or a great Samaritan picked it up and kept it secure for me. And then she answered, I shouldn't say she, but I already revealed it. But they answered the phone, and they were very nice. And then I picked it up from them. So that was why it became a good, not a bad day, just a bad hour. But the funny thing is, even you would think after finding that I would be like, super happy, and I was, right? I was super happy that somebody was so nice to me and picked it up and gave it back to me. But I realized something, which is that like later on the day, I still felt a little bit not that great, only because I realized that I'm so attached to objects, and that's one thing I'm trying not to, be attached to objects. Because I not that I'm rich, I'm not. I work a job, I have a job, but I can afford to buy a new phone. Like that's not going to break my bank, okay? Mm-hmm. But just the thought of that really bothered me, and you know what? I got to work better on not being attached to objects. But I want to get to my question, though. Here's my quick question, okay? I've never heard you guys talk about, like, the OK Baby. I don't know if you guys will talk about it or plan to talk about it or never will talk about it. But I just want to hear your take on it, only because, everybody on the internet is totally killing the lady in the relationship, Kira, right? Because she's the one that broke it up. But I just had a question for you, and because I'm dealing from a guy's perspective, and I want to hear your female perspective. But as a guy, I'm looking at the situation. They have 4 kids, and they never got married. So who was the one that didn't want to get married? Because I know they were eventually engaged. So was it one of those cases where, like, Oscar was, like, trying to be like the cool guy and, hold off marriage, like that kind of cliche, the guys don't want to get married. And she really wanted to get married, and then eventually she just got fed up with it. Like, I'm not waiting for you anymore. Or was it the other way around? Oscar really wanted to put a ring on her, like begged her to marry him. And then she just kept on saying, no, we'll do it next year. And then eventually she's like, you know what?
I don't know who these people are.
I'm
Oscar
looking it up.
Morales.
It said OK
this.
Baby.
I've never heard of this. OK
I've never heard of
Baby.
them.
There's a YouTube.
Oscar and Kira break up. Oscar Morales.
Oscar Morales and Kira Sivert.
It looks like they're YouTube people.
Oh.
What's their deal?
OK
like what?
Babies, teen parents make a living through YouTube. Huh.
I'm sorry, we don't know them.
They were 18. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't keep up with the YouTube influencers, but I really loved everything you said before that. It was really cute.
Yeah. Not being attached to objects.
Yeah. And like
you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you.
Well, the Egyptians did.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you get to the Titanic heaven in the sky,
Yeah, you got to throw
You,
out your necklace
Your
first.
jewel.
amulet.
Yeah.
Throw out that amulet.
You got to throw out your amulet before you go to Titanic heaven.
Yep. Well, okay.
All right. Well,
There
that's
you
our
have
last
it.
that murder she wrote. All right, guys, please keep calling in. Don't forget the Web Crawlers Challenge. Longest voicemail wins $13 million from Maria. Anyways, I am Allie Siegel,
I am Melissa Stetton.
And I, producer Maria.
who will give you $13 million if you leave a
No.
long voicemail. All right, bye.
Bye.
Over.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.